Hello, my name is Natalie. I'm 10 years old, and I want to tell you my story of how I earned $1,000 to buy an iPhone, but then decided to spend that money on charity. Some of you may say it was foolish, but I'm sure I made the right choice, and this is how it all happened. Every summer, my parents drive me to the countryside where my grandmother lives. They work in a city, so they can't visit me often. But my grandma is just the best. She bakes amazing cakes and watches me so I won't get into trouble. She thinks I'm an energetic child. One time I was bored because there were no children my age in the village. Grandma was busy making the dough to bake some bread, so I decided to go for a walk in the forest without asking permission. It was near my grandma's house and a place I'm not allowed to go, but it doesn't count if nobody sees, right? Well, I went to the forest jumping and playing when suddenly I found a whole field of daisies. Can you imagine? There were tons of them. I couldn't take my eyes off them. It was amazing. But there was no time for staring. I quickly made myself a wreath of daisies and hurried back home. Near to my grandma's house, there was a road, so I wasn't at all scared or surprised when I saw a car. The car stopped and a girl and a boy got out of it. While the guy was asking me for directions, the girl decided to try my wreath on. The guy laughing offered to buy it from me. I agreed and earned my first $5 ever. Shortly, I returned to my grandma's house and thought, why wouldn't I try earning money like that in order to buy an iPhone? I had wanted an iPhone for a long time, but my parents thought I was too young for one and didn't agree to purchase it for me. The next day, I made 3 wreaths and went over to the road. Then I had my first disappointment. Nobody wanted a wreath for $5, so I lowered the price to $1.50 and things got better. In an hour, I'd run out of wreaths and hurried to hide my money under the mattress. This was how I spent my days, helping my grandma with house chores in the morning and then hurrying to sell the wreaths each afternoon. Of course, I didn't tell my grandma what I was doing. Instead, I told her I was going to the river. Each day, I sold about 10 wreaths and spent 3-4 hours doing it. So I didn't really get tired, and I had so much fun. At the end of the summer, I had $1,000. On my way to my hometown, I was excited as I waited for my big shopping trip. I didn't know how to tell my parents that I earned so much money all by myself that summer. On the first day of school, I noticed my classmate Matthew was absent, but I didn't pay much attention to it. Anything could have happened. He's probably on a vacation with his parents, I thought. But there were rumors about his absence. Then someone told me he was in the hospital. A week later, our teacher came into the class and told us the bad news. It turned out that while everybody was having fun in the summer, Matthew was lying in a hospital fighting for his life. He had a serious heart disease and was dying. He was the same age with me, only 10, and I thought it was just terrible. Matthew needed an emergency surgery that costed about $30,000, and his family didn't have enough money. So the school determined to start a fundraising project to help him. From that moment on, I started thinking about the situation a lot. Should I buy my dream smartphone or should I help my classmate who was in need? I decided that it was life that was priceless, so I bought myself a simple phone for $100 and gave the rest of the money for Matthew's surgery. I hoped my help, even though a small amount compared to the whole sum, would still be a great benefit to Matthew's health. Because no money and no phone are worth a human life. I waited impatiently for him to return to our class. Fortunately, enough money was collected in a few weeks and the surgery went well. Matthew soon got much better. We were told that he was recovering very well and was trying not to miss his studies even though he was still in the hospital. In April, 6 months later, there he was sitting in class with everyone. And you know, his eyes were shining with happiness and a will to live, so I didn't regret sharing my money with him at all. Matthew started to study hard and told me he wants to become a doctor in order to heal sick children, and I believe he will. In conclusion, I would like to say that we should help each other rather than just being cool and passing by. Maybe even the help you might give could save a child's life who might grow up to become a great scientist or even an astronaut. You know what they say? The more you give, the more you get. So let's help each other and make this world a kinder place. And let us all Be happy. Would you like to see more episodes? Support us by hitting like and subscribe. If you want to see your story in one of our videos, send it to this email address.